Hey guys, before we actually have a look at the different billing components that we have in Snowflake, it's important to understand the concept of Snowflake credits. So what's a Snowflake credit? It's the unit of measurement by which Snowflake calculates the amount that you have to pay at the end of every billing cycle. Now let's say you signed up for Snowflake and your company has started using Snowflake, and the first month you have consumed 100 credits. Now you've used the compute resources, the warehouse, and all of those things. And by the end of January, you've spent 100 credits. Now, what does it mean in terms of dollar amount? It means the amount that you have to pay is 100 times the cost per credit. Now, in order to get the value of this cost per credit, you got to visit this link. So let's go to this link and scroll a bit further down. So the section that says choose pricing for your region and preferred platform, you will have to select the cloud platform that you will be working with. In our case, it's going to be AWS. So just click on it and just select AWS because you'll be working with AWS for the rest of this course. The region is going to be Ireland. And if you scroll down, you'll see the different editions of Snowflake. The one we signed up for was for the Enterprise Edition. So if you scroll down, the cost per credit is $3.9. All right. So the cost per credit totally depends on the cloud service provider that you're working with, the region, and also the edition. So the amount that you'll be paying Snowflake is 100 times $3.9. So I hope the concept of credit was pretty simple and straightforward. Now, when it comes to the billing components, the first one is your storage cost. You have two types of storage here. One is on demand, which is the default type, which is going to cost you roughly $40 per TB per month. This is $40 per terabyte of compressed storage. Keep that in mind. Snowflake compresses the data by default. You do not have to worry about it. So that's the on-demand one. And the pre-purchased storage is $23 per terabyte of compressed storage per month. Now, pre-purchased storage is when you give a dollar commitment to Snowflake. Now, this requires a lot of analysis. This also requires understanding your entire data infrastructure, how much amount of data is ingested. You got to understand all your pipelines. And once you get a hang of all of these things, you can tell Snowflake, hey, looks like our company is going to use, or our company is going to need X terabytes of storage per year or X GB of storage per month. That's when you get a discounted price of $23 per terabyte of compressed storage per month. Next up, you have the compute cost. This is one of the most expensive billing components in Snowflake. I would say it contributes to at least 60-70% of your billing. We've already seen this is consumed by your virtual warehouses that you create, which ranges from extra small to 5 times extra large. And Snowflake bills you on a per minute basis. So let's go back to our example. In the last video, we've created a warehouse which was of medium size, right? It was a multi-cluster warehouse. Now, if you click on that row and click on configure, you'll see medium-sized warehouses cost you 4 credits per hour. All right, now let's go back to our slide. So we have set up a medium-sized warehouse which costs us 4 credits per hour, which equates to 4 credits per 60 minutes, right? Now let's say we did not create a multi-cluster warehouse. Let's just imagine it was a single cluster warehouse. So if it's going to be 4 credits per 60 minutes, 1 minute is going to be 0.066 credits. Let's say your warehouse was running up and running for 30 minutes. You kept your warehouse busy by running some operations and it was alive for 30 minutes. Now that basically means 30 times 0.066, which is 1.98 credits. Now the dollar amount that you will have to pay is 1.98 times 3.9. This is the cost per credit, if you remember, which is equal to $7.72. So had you created a single cluster warehouse and you ran it for 30 minutes, you'd be spending $7.72. Now consider our scenario, we created a multi-cluster warehouse, right? The minimum cluster was 1, the max cluster was 2. It's the same. 1 minute is going to be 0.066 credits. But let's say in this case, the workload was enough, or you had enough operations or SQL statements or data ingestion pipelines running on this warehouse, so that Snowflake had to keep this, but both the, let's say, warehouses alive for 30 minutes. So let's say your warehouse was maxed out and both the clusters were alive for 30 minutes. In that case, it's going to be costing you 0.132 credits. And let's say it ran for 30 minutes. It's going to cost you 30 times 0.132, which is 3.96 credits. Now the dollar amount is 3.96 times $3.9, which is exactly double of a single cluster warehouse. So that's how you estimate the cost of running your virtual warehouse. Now let's go back to the previous slide. Next up is the cloud services cost. Now, when it comes to cloud services, it mainly comprises of authentication, your infrastructure management, metadata management, query optimization, and access control. Now these are the features that you really do not have a control on, but you can always estimate the pricing. Okay, just keep it in mind. These are the features that you know you need for your data warehouse to be alive and running smoothly. All right, now in order to have an estimate of your cloud services, let's go to this slide. So the way you calculate your cloud services cost, or the way Snowflake bills you for cloud services, is by checking if your consumption of cloud services has exceeded 10% of your compute cost. Might sound a little tricky, but let's have a look at this example. Let's say on the 1st of Jan, you consumed 100 compute credits. By compute credits, I mean essentially your virtual warehouse, right? So on the 1st of Jan, your virtual warehouse cost was 100 credits. And your cloud services cost was 20. Now, 20 is 20% of 100, which means it exceeded the 10%, right? Now, in case it exceeds the 10% of compute cost, they're going to slash 10%, right? Hence minus 10, and you will be billed for the other 10%, okay? So the total credits billed is 110 credits. That's for the 1st of Jan. Now, let's say on the 2nd of Jan, your compute credits consumed was 120 and cloud services costed you 10 credits. Now, 10 is, I believe, 8.4% of 120 or 8.3%, something like that, which is less than 10%. So the entire consumption is slashed. You will not be billed for your cloud services at all. So it's 120. On the 3rd of Jan, your compute credits was 80 and the cloud services was 5. And I believe 5 is less than 10% of 80. So the entire amount is slashed. You don't have to pay anything for your cloud services. It's going to be 80. All right. Now, by the end of the billing cycle, which is usually the last day of the month or the first day of the next month, the total amount billed or the total credits billed will be your summation of each day. So that's how you estimate your cloud services cost. So let's go back to the previous slide. Now the last component, which is the serverless features, is also one of those components which is pretty expensive. Now there is no straightforward way to have a clear estimate of these components. Snowpipe, database replication, materialized view, automatic clustering. Do not worry, these terms mean nothing to you. We'll be looking in detail and we will be actually doing the practical sections on each and every one of these components. But for now, let's not worry about how to estimate the pricing for these features because it gets a little tricky. We'll handle it when we reach that section of the course. So I hope it was pretty clear. Next up, we'll be looking at the different roles that we have in Snowflake and how they're lined up in terms of hierarchy. Thanks for watching.